Yep, you are already shouting at your screen because I could be wrong with what we're about to discuss. In many cases too, I hope that I am incorrect, but as wrestling fans, speculation is our best friend. Sometimes you just gotta do it. So I'm Simon from What Culture, please do hit that subscribe button, and this is 10 wrestlers who will never be WWE champion again. Number 10, John Cena. A contentious one to start with, as that's more fun. If John Cena were to win one more WWE title, he would officially break Ric Flair's record. That in itself is up for debate, and given recent happenings, there's every chance Vince McMahon would be in favor of this, but this is more about Cena than anything else. The man has officially begun his transition away from wrestling into becoming a super actor. Now, if we know anything about John, is that he'll definitely be back here and there. I doubt we've seen his last match because that would be ridiculous without the proper pomp and circumstance, but given his new life, making him the champion would be silly. He'd likely hold it for a few weeks and that would be that. I'm not sure who that helps. Even if WWE wanted to, I bet Cena himself would say no. The last thing he needs is to be a Brock Lesnar type figure who has some gold but only turns up when he wants. Not only would that annoy the fans, but it wouldn't be ideal when it comes to trying to entice those same people to buy tickets for your movies. And let's not pretend he won't be thinking about that. Watch me be completely wrong now and a future WrestleMania be based around this entire concept. It just feels like the time has passed, meaning his time is not now. I'm sorry. Number 9, Jeff Hardy. Would I mind if Jeff Hardy became WWE champion again? Not at all. Will he? Outlook not so good. For one reason or another, WWE seems to have forgotten the legendary status Jeff has, even though fans will cheer him regardless, but that's likely part of the issue. They know they can do whatever they want with him and the audience will beloved him whatever, therefore you don't even need to think about it. This could be because he has entered this veteran status, and as we know, WWE just slots you into a certain position when this happens, and that's that. You're there and sometimes you'll be featured, and other times you'll be chasing the 24/7 title. I would like at least one more top tier program before his career is over, and that doesn't mean he has to win any belts, but I think people would dig it. As of October 2021 though, I can't see it. Number 8, Dolph Ziggler. I mean, Dolph Ziggler should have been champion more than he has been 10 years ago, let alone now. Forever the workhorse, it seems WWE decided long ago where Ziggler's level should be, and they just kept him there. You don't get it, I don't get it. At least we'll always have that money in the bank cash in. There's every chance we get one of those late in your career resurgences where everything falls into place and Dolphy gets one more run through sheer force of will, but even then, for so long now, those behind the scenes have seen him as a dude who can help others before he's allowed to help himself. And this isn't to say he hasn't had a great run. Imagine being a young wrestler and having this kind of scenario placed in front of you. You're gonna make a hell of a lot of money, be respected by pretty much everyone, and do what you love for decades. Doesn't mean you can't want more. I just don't think Ziggles is going to get it. Number 7, Sheamus. Sheamus will be more beloved once he is no longer wrestling. A man who is not appreciated properly in his time, the Irishman never has a bad match, looks like he's always kicking arse, and is just a fun dude all round. Calling him reliable is understating it a bit. Sheamus is great. One of the problems he did run into when he did debut was the fact he won the WWE title so early by throwing John Cena through a table. Many claim this was too much too soon, even though it puts you on the map right away, and for the last decade I think Sheamus has been pretty damn consistent. It's why he was always able to find his way back to the title scene, right down to winning it off Roman Reigns seconds after the big dog had finally got his hands on the prize. More recently he has been fighting for the US Championship, and really what we should do is find a way for the man to go after the Intercontinental title, and he was recently drafted to SmackDown. It's the only belt he hasn't won in WWE, and that would put a lovely cherry on his career. What a tenure. Also, if I entered some weird timeline where I got to choose between this or taking his old theme back, I would pick the latter, because it's a shameful thing. Lobster head. Number 6, Rey Mysterio. This one I'm more convinced about. Even when Rey Mysterio was given the big gold belt, it was against Vince McMahon's wishes. He thought Rey was too small, and as we know, in order to greenlight this, we tied it into everything with Eddie Guerrero. It was a difficult time. Soon forward to 2021, and I still don't think WWE gets it. Mysterio is potentially the best wrestler ever when you take everything into account, and yet he loses constantly on TV, and as of me talking, looks like he's going to fall out with his son. I doubt this is his decision, so even after all this time, it seems he doesn't get much say in what he's doing. It's kind of mad, because who wouldn't want Rey to be the man properly for a while? Another dude who will be cheered forever. He's also so damn good. He's approaching 50 years old and can keep up with the rest of the roster no matter who they are. And sure, does he need the title? No. But to see him be the champion properly? I would love it. Number 5, Jinder Mahal. Poor Jinder was hindered in 2017. No one was going to turn down the opportunity to become the WWE champion, but the way we went about it gave Mahal no chance to succeed because he quite literally went from zero to hero. I mean, 3 weeks before he won the thing, he was struggling to get on the show. I still have no problem with it because WWE should do this stuff more, but you also have to let it grow. Make fans care and kind of catch on to the situation, as opposed to just doing it because you had the idea and also no patience. I mean, look at Jinder now. He's still smashing it in his own way, but he is a former champion that's not even near the title scene because of how bungled his first reign was. I suppose on some future B pay-per-view he may get a shot, but I can't see WWE making the same mistake twice here, even though it was their error. I'm also more interested to see who his new heavies will be in a few years. Mahal goes through these guys very, very fast. Number 4, Kevin Owens. Let me be wrong, please. If I were to pick one guy on the roster to get around to with either the WWE or the Universal title, Kevin Owens is that guy. It has been 5 years since Finn Balor's injury, where quite literally Triple H anointed KO in this spot, and after a not-so-ideal loss to Goldberg, I don't think Owens has even had a sniff at it. He had that awesome run with Roman Reigns, but did we ever really think he was gonna win? No. The new chatter with Owens is that his contract is due early 2022 and there's every chance he could jump ship to AEW. It's all speculation at this stage, but he did have a very easy loss to Baron Corbin on SmackDown back in October. It raised some eyebrows. The reason that he may not get this opportunity then is because he leaves, but even if he stays, would WWE actually give him another shot? I'm worried they wouldn't, and it hurts, I tell ya. Kevin Owens is the best. Number 3, Finn Balor. And speaking of Finn Balor, man, did fate kick his ass. When he won the brand new Universal Championship in 2016 in a great match against Seth Rollins, people were happy. Everybody likes Balor and wanted to see it, and then it turned out the man had been injured in the match and had to give it up 24 hours later. Boo. Ever since, Finn has been awesome, because of course he has, but there's been a long rumor that Vince McMahon sours on guys if he believes them to be injury prone, so this didn't do Balor any favors. He was always fighting an uphill battle anyway due to his size, so this was like the nail in the coffin. And it's not like he hasn't featured in these types of matches either. He went out with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, but on all occasion, most fans didn't really believe he would win his belt back. Given that he's on the other side of his career now, well, I don't think it seems very likely. Number 2, Kofi Kingston. Should Kofi get another shot? You bet yo ass. We're still reeling from that loss to Brock on the debut episode of SmackDown for Fox, and ever since he's barely been allowed to mention it. And I know, Kofi was allowed another go against Bobby Lashley, but this was when Bob was killing fools. Ever guess what happened? Kingston is also cursed because he's so damn good. Another guy WWE knows they can over-rely on, Kofi is used to raise others or just be in a brilliant tag team with Xavier Woods. And I'm fine with that, I love the New Day, but the way round 1 ended and everything with Kofi Mania, I just really enjoyed it. I do want to make it clear too that he's another dude who is just living the dream. Kingston debuted back in like 1846 and he's been featured ever since. All-timer right there. Number 1, Randy Orton. We are going out on a limb now. Even my brain is screaming, this is stupid, and I am opening up myself for ridicule down the line, but hey, let's have some fun. There's just so many better options these days, and more importantly, Randy Orton doesn't need it. As a 14-time world champion, he's already a made man, and as soon as he wants to go into the Hall of Fame, somebody will put him in the Hall of Fame. Few will ever reach the levels that Randy has. Because of this though, WWE shouldn't even feel the need to make him the champion. Aside from the next crop of guys management should be grooming for success, there's Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, Big E, Seth Rollins, Riddle, Hell, Damian Priest, and I know some of these dudes also don't need it, but they do feel like they're ahead of where Orton is right now. I also think if you give it to Randy, you're just limiting yourself. He can just have a match on the card and it will feel big. Why throw in some gold to boot? Exactly. Know any other wrestlers who will never be WWE champion again? And remember, they have to have won it once for them to win it again. Sometimes the things that people say. Make sure you drop a comment below and then like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Then head on over to whatculture.com where you can read articles like this with your eyes. Make sure you come follow us on social media. And we got a bunch of other videos. You've got some time. Why don't you give some of them a click? My name is Simon from What Culture. Thank you very much for joining me as always. And one day maybe you will be WWE champion. I know you can do it.